So the error code known as ce 350, no, let me start over. The error code for most streamers, by the way, the error code here is basically CE-35340-5. And if you're wondering what that is, as an error code that has meant that you've been copyrighted. And so for that very reason, let me go to my settings here. I don't know why I opened that, but I did. Audio. What's it called? Dialogue boost. I need to boost that up. Sorry, my bad. That kind of scared me. I kind of don't want that in there, actually. Anyway, so apparently I was copyrighted, but it didn't start until I was playing not Grand Theft Auto 5, Black Ops 3, and I do remember there being a song on there, actually quite a few. So I guess apparently I can't do the Easter egg song. I have to make it so my voice is a bit higher than the actual song itself, which is kind of lame. But, you know, we have to do what we have to do.
It's Paige.
In my opinion, I think that's kind of bullshit. They get copyrighted like that, but you know. Anyway, this basically that's what it is, and my channel got flagged for it. So I think that's kind of bullshit as to why I'm complaining about it right now. Kind of regretting this paint job here. Kind of thinking I could probably do better. Maybe. I like it and I don't. So a weird mixture of feelings. Okay. So I have to keep the radio off at all times. Now here's the problem about the radio station in this game. It is very triggering. So it can like automatically trigger a random song even when you first get in. And you kind of can't really control background audio noise. So I mean it's kind of ridiculous, but it's still, for the most part, is containable and controllable. With Black Ops 3, I figured that the songs were made for the game because they kind of were. So why would they be an issue? I get an artist has composed and created them, but I don't really want to go into the whole issue. But it was when I started playing Black Ops 3. So when we play Black Ops 3, and we still will have Black Ops 3 videos. This is not saying I'm counting. No, I'm discontinuing them by any means, but it just means that I'm just simply not going to, you know, do the Easter egg songs, because apparently I can get in trouble for that. So, yeah. Metallic black. I'm gonna show you guys how to do a sick paint job. That actually looks pretty sick right there. But now you're gonna want cream. Let me think about this really quickly because I got a lot to think about when it comes to this vehicle. That's basically this. That's basically this color. Just how to do that, by the way, is just you go for black and metallic section, then change your pearlescent. Fuck it, you know what? I think it is. You go for the formula red, and then you go to your pearlescent. Go to cream, I think. All the way around. My bad. I showed my buddies how to do one of these paint jobs. Basically, his name's Amp. You know it. This is a gamer tag. We did a video a while back, actually. It's called GTA Life of Crime. I actually haven't talked to the guy in a while. There we go. And you want to go for like the formula red. Alright. Anyway, guys, so basically the big issue with all the YouTube and all that, the YouTubes, I really don't have that big of an issue with the YouTubes, but of course the whole matter is that I was flagged, and I really didn't take any of it serious at first. I kind of heard that it was an issue. I didn't know it was that much of an issue. So I'm a very minor channel here, so I thought I wouldn't get noticed, but I did. So yeah, just pointing that out there. It really happens. Like, got some people that are gonna be like me are gonna look at this video and are gonna say, well, you know, they're not gonna notice me when I do it. Believe me, buddy, they will, and they'll come back to this video and they'll probably thank me that I let you know beforehand before it actually happens, or you'll probably say that I told you so, though you don't have to, and you probably might not. Though this douchey demeanor may get slightly annoying, but my bad. Anyway, I really like this car. The Reaper. I sold it a while back. I didn't like it. It didn't have much cool customizations to it, so I sold it. But I didn't know how beautiful it looked and the attraction of actually owning it. It is a pretty beautiful car. And anyway. Alright. Anyway, as far as this paint job goes, it's like alright. I guess. I'm not really too sure on it. Cool kid. Hey. Oh no, it looks pretty okay. I don't know. I like this car a lot. I also like this car, the Gran Turismo R. I really love this car. It's basically like a Ferrari. Look, I love the rear end of it. It's just so ridiculous. As far as this car really does go, I mean, it's not the greatest. You know, I think I might get the Reaper in red, just plain red, not fucked with or anything, just plain red. Some cars are just better off that way. Cars feel like they're bullets whizzing by your head. You'll hear it for sure whiz by, and that's what I like about this car. I also don't like this. I don't like some of these sports cars. A lot of them have shitty customizations. If you guys are wondering how I got the money to go ahead, and you probably aren't wondering this, but how I had the money to go ahead and fund this and the Reaper, the Garage Turismo and the Reaper. I was able to fund it all by... It was actually quite easy, actually. I was able to actually fund it by selling my Oppressor Mark 1. This does take off money from this very garage, but I don't know. I was getting kind of bored of it. I would like to have it for the novelty of having it, but you know, for most people that have owned it, like myself included, it's just not the greatest. A lot of people had sold their Oppressor Mark 1 for the Oppressor Mark 2. Oppressor Mark 2 became obsolete as soon as the DeLorean came out. And I would even say that the Oppressor Mark 2 is obsolete to the DeLorean. I'm not going to sell it by any means because it's just too damn cool of a vehicle. Like, who would not want a fucking goddamn rocket bike? Who in their right mind wouldn't? I like this neon blue. What's it called? I would really, really like it if... I don't even know. This color is amazing on this car. I like it. You kind of have to need this like level where it's just like all sports cars. Then down below is sport, you know, lowriders and classics, which I kind of like. This is actually one of my favorite cars in the game. I just cannot stop like buying this car when I get it. And I like when I get this car, I'm gonna buy it if I sell it again. If I sell this car, I'm gonna definitely buy it again. And this car is actually fairly fast. Don't doubt that it's slow. It's actually quite fast. So I bought a Reaper so me and Tehran can race again with this time. So that being this car, that's going to be a Reaper. Not for the most part. Now for the most part, I'm probably going to save up my money, buy the Rolls Royce because it's cheap again. So, you know, I'll have that to go ahead and just have the novelty of owning a goddamn Rolls Royce in my garage. That's just a novelty in its own. What's it called? Some of these ridiculous sports cars and whatnot. Like, my level of flex is fairly high. And I guess that's really what I played this game for, is the amount of shit I can flex with, you know, with people in the game. So one day, you know, shit just kind of happens, you know. You get rich, you know. I have a best buddy. His name is Isaiah. Now this guy is my homie, and you know he's helped me get to where I am right now at this moment. Love to give him a big shout out. You know, a lot of the vehicles I own are just vehicles that I have the novelty of owning. You know what I mean? Just like, why the fuck not? Here, by the way, guys, if you want to know how a car is really good, as long as it wrecks into pretty much everything in hindsight, pretty much it's the best car in the game. What's it called? This accusation's kind of ridiculous. It's just kind of the cold hard truth. This garage is in its own is probably worth like 13, 14 mil, I'd say, around about. Give it the, you know, the DeLorean and the Oppressor Mark 2, plus all these high-class sports cars, and I'm counting for overall price. So yeah, with the DeLorean, I'd pay full price all times. So I've owned the DeLorean 3 times. You people did not know that. Which in the game, it's, I'm not even going to say its gay-ass name, but you know what it's called, the flying car, but I'm not going to say that name. It's so gay. Anyway, guys, I kind of like this paint job. It resonates with me fairly well. I know it doesn't quite look cool. You have to actually drive it to admire it, really. I mean, the Zentorno itself was a very fast car, and still kind of is. And it's really just a beauty. I'm actually owning this thing. No, it's not too impressive. Um, Most of my garages used to be extremely shitty. I used to only have maybe 2 really good cars in it. I realized that that's kind of a retarded concept. I wish I could be like some of these people that just had so many cars. But how do I make money without selling my most expensive car? One may ask. The simple answer is just consistently grind. I know that sounds retarded, but I mean, in order for you to get a garage like that, you need to not sell your good shit. You know what I mean? So, I mean, that's a whole thing in its own. But, you know, I like cars that you can optimally customize. Now what I need to start doing is I need to start modifying the garage itself. That will also boost its value. Worth the cars though, I mean, like, I'd say this top section isn't too bad. I'd say it's like the base of most grinders end up starting with. So, I mean, you know. Getting to own some of these cars are just ridiculous, guys. I'm not extremely privileged in that matter, as these cars are quite easy to acquire. Just a few of them. This one only cost 500,000, and is simply the second cheapest on this list. The first cheapest, starting with the Vaca, the Pegasi Vaca, is fairly cheap as well. So this is just also going to be a full review. I think I've already talked too much about the. I ran out of things to say about my channel, so I just might as well finish the rest of this stream with some more gameplay. Okay, so next up on this list is going to have to be this Zentorno. Up on just this list right here, so of cars in this. So the Zentorno is exactly worth, not just at the moment, I don't count as just at the moment, I count as full price, because it's easier to calculate. Okay, so it's 725,000. Right, Turismo is 500,000. So it would be the Vaca first, Gran Turismo second, and then this. Now, however, the overflawed entities were 790,000, which basically is a little bit more, not too much more. If I were you and you were trying to buy a Zentorno, I'd recommend going just a little bit above to get this. The Grotti Cheetah is cheaper than both, but still higher than the Grotti Turismo. And I think that says a lot. So guys, in my next floor, I am going to buy another floor. Now the next floor is going to be cars that I like that are supposed to be the classic variant. So you see the Pegasi Infernus Classic. So this is supposed to be the variant from the 80s, and you see the retro Grotti Cheetah Classic, which is basically like an old Ferrari. Then you also have the Grotti Turismo Classic, which is the classic form of the Grotti Turismo R, which is this car right here. And so, you know, Overflawed is a company in-game that makes these ridiculously high-class exotic cars. Basically, you know, the Overflawed Tyrant and the Overflawed Entity XXR are very popular. I might buy both, just for the novelty of owning them. The Dink Adjuster Classic is definitely going up there too. That's a lot Swinger can. A lot of these next class is just going to be a bunch of classic cars. You know, I actually own the Revolter. I might put it in this garage to boost value. But yeah, so when I buy my next floor, it's just going to be all classic cars and just ridiculous cars. Maybe some more lowriders, and that's going to be it. I mean, I don't see why I need all those kinds of cars. But,
Hey there, it's your partner, LJT. Now, I feel like we've kind of hit a ceiling with the business. If you want to break that profit ceiling, invest and...
So guys, I'm going to look at the total overall expense for everything I basically want. So just going to go over here to re-innovate. Yes. A lot of people just say, well, go ahead and just keep it. You know, just the basic, you don't have to upgrade. Well, I mean, like, you gotta kind of, well, with me, I have to flex. I'd like this one. It adds more traditional style to it rather than just this. I hate this. This is just too much. This is just right. Because the lighting, which is going to be this. My bad. Which I hope to be this. It's going to end up being 500,000 signage. And I want it to be this. I don't know. Add custom auto shop. This is going to be a little bit pricey, but I'm going to go ahead and pick out the money. I like seeing money just on the floor for no reason. So in total, this is all this is going to cost 1,855,000. I could probably get all this shit, but these are 20 garages each. Why you need 20 cars is up to your question, but I'll also go back because that's not even the full price. Actually, thinking about it now, so we got to go ahead and motherfucker. Old Spice Warm looks pretty good. I say Old Spice Warm at most. That just one little customization costs like 900,000, which is just ridiculous. Alright. Second floor will actually cost. Oh my god, you actually have to. First floor. Well, guys, let's just trick out the garage the way I want it to be. First before anything. Oh my god, this shit's gonna be too overpriced. Guys. If I have it the way I fully, truly, honestly want it, it's totally going to be expensive. It's gonna be 4,370,000. Okay. Now it's the full 60 cars that I can just have in my inventory at all times, just to just keep putting, just no fucks given kind of ordeal here. I had done some minor work to this car since last you probably seen it. So we have a plaque in the back, and we also have a new interior, the red, black, and white. I like that. I really do. I really, truly, honestly do. I also kind of like this interior. It's plain. It's kind of a bit simple, and I kind of like this simplicity. It's supposed to be like the simple lowrider. My other ones are kind of just my masterpieces, but this one's just its masterpiece in its simplicity. New rims, since you've last seen it. Surely enough. I really like this car, to be honest. Chiron's working on his way to get a lowrider. I really like this big intake thing in the front. funny enough, this big intake port right there, you know, would actually, well, you know, the motor thing sticking out of the hood, you know, for a big intake, obviously, I'll say it again, um, is not on this. And it's optional to put on this, but I didn't want to because I want the livery covering most of the car. Now, you know, obviously that's the kind of the whole trick to liveries is you want to get the most out of them. Also, I did change a few things. I did change the secondary color to chrome, which adds a sexy chrome outlining in it, and it looks okay, and it's a little obscure at first, but as you guys can see where the window is, there's a bit of chrome back there. Also, where this is, the grill is, I put it custom because it regularly just looked kind of chrome. And having too much chrome in one area is, on a multicolored car is just kind of ridiculous. But what it did was it added to the interior a little, I think. And I think that's pretty cool. As far as a small little update, as far as my channel goes, me and Tehran will be doing all kinds of videos together now. Is my whole plan. I'm gonna train Tehran my hardest. I'm gonna make him a better player in general. Oh my god, look how fucking low this bitch gets. The fuck, this thing's basically hugging the ground. Oh shit, this shit's low as shit, dog. This shit is like the Dope Rider is what I'm gonna nickname this car, the Dope Rider 1. Or the Old School Rider 1. I don't know what to call it yet, but the Dope Rider is a pretty fitting name. The rims are just kind of ridiculous. This car's ready to kind of just take off and just like wreck anything in its way. Pretty badass little car right here, man. The big intake motor thing coming out of the... I actually forget the actual name of this damn thing, to be truly honest with you. I know a lot about cars, I forget this off the top of my head. Kind of pissing me off right now, but basically this is kind of a bit threatening, you know, to some people. You do make them realize that you're, you know, a bit better than them as far as your class of taste goes, and they kind of just back off for the most part. Making turns in this car is fairly satisfying, and when they see your rims, they realize that you're probably, you know, a rank ahead of them or whatever, you know, in your terms of class. So they go ahead and they back down. This vehicle is as ridiculously beautiful and sexy as it is in the custom paint job. Lets people around you be aware of who you are as a person. And if you're like me, people tend to get out of your way when you step in. Anyway, I also have these pretty sweet palm tree, what's it called? License plate holder. It's palm trees and shit, and I like it. I think it's actually quite cool. It may not be the most satisfying thing to really look at, but sometimes when you just want to remember that you have it. My bad. My radio kind of glitched. So, you know, and as far as vehicle goes, here we'll just find a better spot. Right here's a good spot right here. I don't step out and watch this bitch smack the ground. I mean, look at this. Look at this shit, dude. This shit's extreme. If I ever saw this car in real life, I'd shit. The inside's pretty tricked out. Now the rear end's, you know, back here, all these speakers and whatnot. It's kind of cool. You know what? I might change the lighting to blue. Much like the pink. I had the steering wheel in here. It's called Old School Cool. I even have this dice shifter. I don't have a bobblehead yet, but the bobblehead could be coming soon. To the next edition of this car. They need better bobblehead choices, by the way. I think maybe a bobblehead of Franklin, Lamar, Trevor, or Michael, or even Lester would be quite funny as shit. I think that would be a sweet feature to the game. I'm not alluding to anything that could be coming to GTA. What's it called? Even down here, what's it called? This part of the car was not, hang on. You see the part where the rims are? That part was all the same color, and I figured with that little chrome trim, it would probably make it look a bit better. And it kind of does in a way. It adds this kind of just this, contrast to it that makes it kind of a bit imposing to most people that come across this vehicle. This car just looks mean as shit, and I like that about it. I also kind of like the paint job. You have to really look at it and admire it. It looks very red, and then it has kind of this bluish and pinkish kind of look on it. A great way to threaten people, oftentimes that you're going to mean business and going to war, have the rear suspension scraping the ground, while the front suspension jacked up in the air. Wait. And these scrape marks in the street, it's just letting people know around you that you just don't give a fuck. And as you're just like going on your way to war in this lowrider, there is no fucks given. And you kind of lean it forward in case you're just looking to just impress your friends on a nice cool ride. Though it only holds up to 2 people, even though there's seats in the back. I kind of wish you were able to get to them, but kind of can't. 2-door car. I mean, I wish that just like randomly you could teleport 2 people back there. They kind of just teleport out, because they do have teleportation in the vehicles. Take for instance the DeLorean when it's in an awkward state and you click the triangle button to get in, and the game cannot show any animation of you getting in that kind of way. It just teleports you in. I don't know, having 4 people in this thing would be pretty fucking sweet. Let me know your guys' thoughts and opinions about that in the comments below, by the way. I'd be very interested in seeing what other people think about it, because, you know, some people may tell me that there may be something wrong with, you know, the, with the coding of that and how that operates, if it may be laggy, what kind of issues may arise. And I'd be really interested in hearing, some of those issues and thinking about them and researching them for myself. and I don't know, it seems pretty cool. Anyway, as I was saying, oh, hang on, I hate that radio. Anyway, what's it called? Just this car is just mean as fuck, and I like it. And this is kind of just like my old school kind of ride that I'm just gonna take around, and it's it has most of the features I like in it. Anyway, guys, I'll let you guys go for right now. I just kind of wanted to touch base about the whole issue of me not losing my channel, but having it taken out. I'm going to be doing potentially a video with Turan tomorrow, and a video with not Isaac, but a Dominic and Turan H1Z1. I think that would be very interesting. The new rule is that no music is allowed when I'm streaming, simply, or for when anyone's streaming, simply for the fact of a copyright claim. Not a claim. I don't know why I would say a claim. I did it last video, but for copywriting, basically. So, yeah, no. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Let me know what you think about this ride right here, or any of my other rides. Let me know what's your favorite ride in my entire car collection, or if you need me to do a more in-depth review about them, for you to give a more proper, review. I know I kind of make all my streams like videos. I'm talking too much. I'll see you guys later.